What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the Common Sense Podcast, where common minds come together because common sense is not that common.
And y'all proved that a lot when y'all respond to this whole J. Cole thing about this whole apology. It can't be common. It can't. Like, it literally can't. And so, in today's episode, we're going to focus on our thoughts about the apology, what we thought it really meant, because we were actually there to see the whole entire apology. So, cue the intro. All right, so starting off, DNJ, I gotta know how you feel. You've been a J. Cole fan for an entirely for a very, very long time. And as while we were very close to the stage, he was about to perform the song "Love Yours." He goes up and he goes on this huge spiel and he apologizes for 7 Minute Drill off of the album "Might Delete Later." What was your first initial thoughts when you heard it? Your first thoughts when you first heard it.
So just to give y'all a little background information, we listened to the entire Might Delete album before Dreamville Festival.
We was lit.
We was lit. And when we heard 7 Minute Drill,
we was even on 10.
We was on 20. We was on 20. We was on 20. Y'all. And 7 Minute Drill was so good to me. And I think y'all have to understand, as a J. Cole fan, we hear a lot of trash talk about J. Cole. Right. Like how soft he is. He the weakest of the big three. Complete lie.
Y'all trying to call him soccer?
Comparing J. Cole to Sakura is wild. And so when we heard 7 Minute Drill, we was like, oh,
the day of reckoning has come. It has come.
The story in Revelation has come.
Right. He's done playing with y'all.
Right. He done.
Right.
So hearing him apologize for it, as a fan who was a fan of the diss track and who was a fan of the album, I was like...
And at the time of the recording, 7 Minute Drill is off of all streaming platforms.
Yes, it is all.
Go ahead, what you was about to say.
I'm sorry, it's just so tough. It's such a tough track.
We still gonna play it on YouTube.
But hearing him give that spiel as a fan, when I first heard it, like when we was in the crowd and we heard it, I was like, no.
And you can hear the people screaming. No, right. We actually have the video, so
I'm so proud of that project, except for one part. It's one part of that shit that make me feel like, man, that's the lamest shit I ever did in my fucking life, right? And I know this is not what a lot of people want to hear. I know I can hear my niggas up there right now like, nah, don't do that. But I gotta keep it 100 with y'all.
It was just kind of like, oh no. Not no, okay. Oh, no. And I didn't want to say, and when I say that, I totally understand where J. Cole is coming from.
It took me a couple days.
Yeah, like after thinking about it, I totally understand where he's coming from.
Right.
But as a J. Cole fan, you know, we all have these artists that we feel some type of way for. Like we swinging on him. Anybody say anything
especially
about
with the Kendrick fans, because I feel like y'all really try to get up in our chest about this whole he light skin, he don't make as good as album thing.
Right.
And the apology to me was kind of like, no, Jermaine. Like, cause I was like, because like when I was literally recording, I was like, bro, I'm about to stop this recording. Y'all lucky we do this podcast, because I was about to go up on stage. And cause man, like to see the growth of J. Cole, because a lot of people don't know J. Cole. Because a lot of y'all really became fans during the off season.
They're in the off season,
so,
right?
So y'all didn't hear Born Center. Y'all didn't hear
y'all didn't even hear Friday Night Lights. Yeah.
And some of y'all are fans just off of 2014 Forest Hills Drive, which is fine.
Right.
But it was like, okay, we was always wanted to see Cole in that aggressive bag because we knew he always kind of had it. And so once he finally unleashed it, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was like, "Oh snap! This is the Cole." And we was like, "Bro, he's always been like this." You know what I'm saying? Y'all just haven't been peeping because y'all on other different type of stuff. So to see him apologize, it was like, what? Like you couldn't. As a fan of me, I was like, "Bro, what do you like? That's lame." Like first of all, I thought it was lame. Like first thoughts, I was like, "Bro, I can't believe like he's too much of a humble dude, and I feel like everyone in rap kind of has like this brashness about them, and I feel like Cole was giving off like the exact same like effect in his album. He's been telling y'all for 2 years that he's the greatest ever, right? And then like he goes off and he apologizes for it, and it's just like, wait, what?
But see, I think that's the point, and it took me a couple days to think about it.
I was mad about it,
and to really like, I wouldn't necessarily say I was mad about it. I was just more so disappointed. Like I was like, oh man. But after I thought about it for like a couple of days, that is exactly why J. Cole did what he did.
He's always teaching lessons.
Everybody, and first of all, I just think this shows us that J. Cole is on a whole nother level consciously. We're not mature enough because this man said, "I want to protect my peace," and the whole world was like, "No, what? No
peace?
No peace? What is peace?
I want problems.
I want problems. I want problems. No always."
That's Kendrick. But yeah, I think the overarching message of this was, y'all, I hate to say this, and I know y'all gonna be like, the way y'all J. Cole fans defend J. Cole is crazy. Because
the way Kendrick fans talk about Kendrick is crazy. So
right. Don't get me started on the Pimp a Butterfly.
Go ahead.
First of all, we can throw shots if you want to. For the J. Cole fans watching this, it was only gonna benefit us. And I really want y'all to think about that. If he was to kill Kendrick Lamar and Drake, like we know he can right now. Because he already watched Drake
right now. That's not even a competition.
Shooter, Evil Ways, watch. Every time he's doing a song with Kendrick Lamar, Kendrick starts singing. He's scared. He's scared. Like, look. We knew what he could do, but look, as far as what everyone's beefing, as you can see with the climate of hip hop, everyone's beefing right now. It's a trend. It's a trend to beef. We got Via beefing. We got everybody on Metro album calling out Drake as of right now. It is, if you're not beefing right now, you're not playing the game right. If it seems like. And J. Cole kind of basically said, I ain't really finna play that game for y'all because there's no real legitimate reason to beef. And I think even on the, what's the song called? Like That? Yeah. So most of those disses were at Drake. If you go back and look at some of those lyrics, I think J. Cole fans was just like, bro, was he talking to you too, Cole? Like, what are you gonna do? And so I think he kind of just responded off of impulse. I think we've all been in situations where it's like, man, I'm gonna kill him because everybody talking to me and telling me that I'm better than him.
Right. Like he even said he entered into a spot that he escaped over a decade ago. So I can understand where J. Cole is coming from, where he's like, why would I do this to appease y'all? All of y'all? And let me just say this: all of the disrespect from academics, Joe Budden, all of these big platforms that are disrespecting J. Cole. Let's just get this straight. Right. Okay. The apology. Forget the apology. For real. Y'all can hold that over him if y'all want to. I'm not going to because I'm a J. Cole fan. Right. I don't care. I done got past the apology at this point. But it don't matter what y'all say. Y'all can say he's soft. Y'all can say he this or that, blah, 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 yada, yada. One thing that y'all cannot say, and I have noticed nobody has said anything about, is the actual music, the actual thing that matters, the bars. And I'm going to say this right now. There is no rapper, artist, whatever you want to call it, on this planet that is spitting the bars that Jermaine Cole is spitting right now.
Might Delete Later is a classic, and as far as all the Drake fans, I know like the Drake fans let jump in this. Might Delete Later is better than the last 4 Drake albums, and four.
Let's get into Kendrick.
Four.
Right, and let's get into Kendrick right now.
Drop every other 18 years,
a century. Right. But let's get into Kendrick real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Everybody's getting on to J. Cole about apologizing. Right. But let's just talk about, first person shooter, right? J. Cole and Drake gave Kendrick, J. Cole gave Kendrick flowers. Right. He said in the song, love when they argue the hardest MC. Is it K-Dot? Is it Aubrey or me? We the big three like we started the league, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali. I don't see how anyone sees that as like a diss, I guess you could say. I was seeing on social media, everybody was saying that J. Cole has been dissing Kendrick since before. But it's obvious he's giving Flowers. And if you want to say right now, I feel like Muhammad Ali, every rapper brags on themselves at one point in their songs.
Drake was dissing in that song.
Right. Drake
said it just feel like it's me and Cole.
Right. Yeah. but if we're looking at J. Cole, right. Because that's another thing. Like, a lot of the diss that was going on was going toward Drake anyway. Right. But anyway, going back to what I was saying. He was giving Kendrick flowers. Right. So for Kendrick to come back and respond to that with a diss, it's just kind of like, nobody's talking about that. But everybody's talking about the apology that J. Cole had. Right. And now everybody's kind of flipping their thoughts and they're flipping the script because y'all got onto this man about apologizing to Kendrick. But then when he go and feature on a song with Future and Metro Boomin, y'all want him to somehow reconcile and say something and make a PSA to Drake. That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
And so, like I said, I think when you, first of all, I don't want to put out, all three of these artists are probably going to go down as some of the greatest artists ever. Kendrick Lamar, Drake, J. Cole, all of those.
But they ain't the God.
They ain't the guy. But I think as far as right now in discography, how y'all talking about J. Cole is crazy because, like she kind of said earlier, there's nobody rapping at that level. No. Like, if we go back and look at the bars, Kendrick Lamar ain't got a John Peace Caddy in his entire discography. Like, I'm sorry. I know y'all Kendrick fan. If you a Kendrick fan, please let us know. Maybe it's a Kendrick song that I haven't heard.
Maybe it's something we're missing.
Ain't seen. But if we going off the last 5 years and we talking about J. Cole, first of all, J. Cole's feature run might be up there with Lil Wayne's at this point. I mean, if you jump on a track with Cole, you probably gonna die.
Ain't nobody killed Cole. Ain't nobody killed Jermaine.
So it's just like the apology. Okay, he's just he. I guess you can say he bowed out of the beef that everyone wanted. That everyone but him wanted, right? And so there's no real reason for it. And even with this whole, as far as the beef in general, Drake shouldn't respond either because this only benefits Kendrick Lamar.
Right. Kendrick disappears. He disappears for years on end. Right. And then you come back and and like I said, I don't want to make it sound like I'm disrespecting Kendrick, but when we get into dissing, we have to compare at this point. Right. So if we're having this conversation, we just have to call a spade a spade. Right. So if you're looking at Kendrick, and whether J. Cole believes in that diss track, if anything he said in that diss track or not, that's not the point. I firmly believe in some of the stuff that he was saying in that diss track. And when you looking at how often Kendrick releases, the height, would you say, of his career was Damn? Would you say that? His best album, right?
That's his best album, in my opinion.
Then you drop a Therapy album.
And that's another thing I don't get about Kendrick Lamar. So you want all this beef, all this craziness after you drop Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Now, y'all, I went to college at Valdosta State, and I had to write a 12-page paper, and I wrote about Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
He did.
This is the most sensitive rap album of all time. But Kung Fu Kenny is the most dangerous man on the planet. I don't y'all gang member from Compton is in therapy. So I don't understand where all this animosity comes from with Kendrick. But to me, all the beef is a publicity stunt. It only affects Kendrick.
Just like, hey, like I said, I don't know. He said that it pulled him to a place where he was, I guess you could say, disrespecting Kendrick. But like I said, there were a couple bars in 7 Minute Drill that I agreed with. And when he said how ironic. When I reached, he said, I think he
said,
that I got it, now you want some with me.
Right.
Like, it was like, you was in your prime.
All them years when you could have started this with Cole.
You could have started. Now you want it right now.
Because I think even Kendrick knows, bruh. J. Cole the best rapper in the game.
Like, right now.
He even has to know, like, bruh, like, no. Like, bruh, if you get on that mic with him, he gonna humble you, bruh. It's just what it is at this point. You can't name me a rapper in history that J. Cole has featured on that he lost or he just got washed on the track with. You just can't name it in history.
And you showed me a song this past week actually that I never heard before, where I think it's one of the only songs where they hopped on a track together.
That's with the Jeezy song.
The Jeezy song.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, y'all was on the same track and you started singing.
He did it right here, yeah.
Right, you started singing. Like, and this is what I'm saying, where it's just like
Forbidden Fruit started singing too.
Started singing, and it's like, but okay, like I said, this is no disrespect to Kendrick, but if we compare catalogs. And Cam actually pointed out a very good point a couple days ago to me. He said that people love to talk trash about For Your Eyes Only.
But it's just like
To Pimp a Butterfly. Like, literally, like, okay, do you want to get into the To Pimp a Butterfly conversation?
We can if you want
because like I said, To Pimp a Butterfly is not a bad album.
Decent.
It's decent. It's no disrespect to Kendrick. But he did drop that album during a time
BLM movement,
the BLM movement, and where black people kind of needed that.
He tends to do that at certain times,
right? So I feel like and like I said, To Pimp a Butterfly isn't a bad project at all.
It's solid.
But to me, I have not replayed it in so long.
To me, the replayability of an album says a lot about him. And I honestly, if you want to, just from a J. Cole standpoint, I think For Your Eyes Only probably has the less, out of all J. Cole's albums, probably has the least amount of replayability as well, just because of the subject matter that they're both talking about. But let's not say that To Pimp a Butterfly was just this world-changing album, because honestly, I guess, music is subjective, but to me, it just wasn't. It has never stuck with me. It's never been like a day where I was like, bro, let me just turn on To Pimp a Butterfly.
Right.
Like, nah, like it hasn't.
It hasn't. And I'm just, and we're just being for real. I feel like, and we could like give it the benefit of the doubt, and just like how you had to be a real Cole fan to like For Your Eyes Only,
you probably
had to be a real Kendrick fan to like To Pimp a Butterfly.
But let's
like
stop
that.
acting like this was like one of the greatest albums ever. Like, bro, like he got Good Kid, Mad City, and I would say Damn are his best two albums.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
Like tit for tat, those. If you want to know how good Kendrick Lamar is, you go listen to those two albums.
Right. I agree. And there may be some things that I'm not aware of, like his mixtapes and stuff like that. But
they're not touching Cole mixtapes, respectfully.
I haven't. I'm not.
He
sure.
don't got no Friday Night Lights. I'm just gonna. He don't got no
I'm
Friday
saying
Night
I don't know, and that's why I'm saying I can only talk about the albums because I've listened to the albums.
Right.
I don't know about his track record outside like
mixtape. He don't got one of those.
Because I have listened to now. I will say I have listened to Friday Night Lights, and Friday Night Lights is a classic. It's a classic. Like if Cole were to if Cole were to somehow drop that
on streaming platforms
as an album now,
that would be crazy. He's been good for so long.
So he's still going. And I don't think, honestly, I think the fall off is going to be the end for all y'all. That's just me. Honestly.
It's a setup, bro.
Truly and respectfully. Right. Truly, respectfully. Like I said, respect to Drake. Respect the Future. Respect to Kendrick. Respect to all the other people that may be in that conversation. When the fall off come out,
it's not gonna be a question.
It's not gonna be a question. It's respect to Wayne.
If y'all try to find ways to say that Cole not to go after the fall off, I'm gonna just be like, bro, go sit in denial.
And y'all may say, and y'all may say we tweaking a little bit just because we J. Cole
and
fans.
I am tweaking. Hold on. Hold on. Nah. I am tweaking because I don't like the way y'all be talking. Like I really.
No, y'all be disrespectful.
If y'all rap fans is about the bars as y'all say y'all are,
right?
Y'all will be on the same type of wave. You can't tell me you've been listening to J. Cole tracks and ain't been like, bro, what? Hold your L like you guarded Philly's young.
That's a tough bar.
Stop with the madness. Stop with the madness. Kendrick on Mr. Brown's Big Stirrers ain't got no verses where it's just like, wow, that's hitting me. He just changing the beat and changing his voice. I'm sorry, I can't. Drake then started singing with SZA. Look, if we talking about the bars,
it's not a comparison. It's not a comparison. It's not a comparison. And that be the only thing that bothered me, because people over social media, they switch the narrative when it appeases them. So y'all talking about y'all getting away from the bars, but now y'all talking about how hip hop is that's hip hop. That's part of hip hop is you beefing. All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, to me, at the end of the day, the day go in. But The bars is what matter. Cause like at the end of the day, yeah, like you can be mad that he apologized, and you could be mad. You could call him soft or whatever, but who says that hip hop, in order to be this great in hip hop, you have to
beef?
You have to beef with anybody.
And last time I checked, I mean, I was just thinking about this just off the dome. Jay-Z got ethered by Nas, but somehow in New York, they don't really mention Nas. It's still about Jay-Z. It's still about Jay-Z. No matter who won or lost that beef.
Nicki Minaj Jay-Z has never won a rap beef in her life.
And she's the most talked about.
And she's the most talked about female rapper.
Prime Nicki, she was
bars. Right.
She was
it don't matter.
You couldn't do nothing with her.
And it didn't matter.
Male or female, you couldn't do nothing with her at the time.
Nicki.
Drake lost his last beef to Pusha T. And
we don't even talk about Pusha T anymore.
We don't talk about him because you want to know why? We was like, Drake gonna have them bars,
right? Regardless
if you want this or not, it don't matter.
And don't get me wrong, Kendrick got family ties, like, you know what I'm saying. He got that
control verse.
He got that control verse.
That's nasty. I will say that's crazy.
But all I'm saying is, I don't want to hear a control of family ties or like that if you gonna drop the album and then you're asking me like,
I cheated on my wife.
Sorry. We may not know which way to go.
Bruh, no, bruh. Jermaine at the end of the dark road. And you don't know, bruh. You don't know. And that's the problem with these dudes now, bruh. That's the problem. But like I said, I think we're gonna kind of wrap it up here. But tell us, first of all, tell us in the comments who you think, who's your, when we talk about your big three, tell us who your big three is first, and tell us who you got at 1, 2, and 3, and definitely tell us how you feel about the Cole apology. We was kind of iffy about it, then we kind of understood it after a couple of days. When you type it in your comment section, don't look at academics posts. Don't look at Instagram.
Right.
Tell us how you feel about
personally,
and let us know if we tripping or not. Tell me if you think if we really missing it on To Pimp a Butterfly. I will go listen again. If there's enough comments telling me I'm crazy about it, I'll listen to it again. I don't think it's gonna change anything. But like I said, tell us who you think is good. And is there anything you want to say to end off?
I just want to say, no disrespect to Kendrick. No disrespect to Drake. No disrespect to Future.
Mm-hmm.
But they're Jermaine.
It don't make no sense, though.
It don't compare.
It don't make no sense.
There's no comparison. I'm sorry.
It's not.
Right now,
it's no comparison.
There's no comparison. Thank you guys for tuning in to today's episode. Like the video, subscribe, again, comment like he said.
That's my J. All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna keep that and I'm gonna zoom in.
That's my J. Yeah, for sure.
That's why we do it.
Yeah,
I can't hold on.
Now you gotta curve it. You gotta have it straight for the line. No, you doing it backwards.
I'm doing it backwards.
You gotta curve your hand right here. That's your J. Yeah, it's like a timeout, but like it's like in Spanish. But that's gonna end our episode today. Like and subscribe. Definitely tell us how you feel about it, like I said in the comment section. And comments just say comment. Y'all proved that last week. So
tweaking.
Right. So like I said, let us know how you feel. We'll catch you guys next time.